Hi there, and thank you for tuning in to one of my cooking videos. Today we're going to do a prawn curry. This is actually from Burma, or Myanmar as it's now called. Like all Indonesian curries, it's coconut based, and it's absolutely delicious. The process of cooking it takes a wee while, but it's fairly straightforward. Hope you enjoy. So here's a list of the ingredients that you'll need to make the curry. There's nothing on the list that's worth getting excited about. You should be able to get all of this in your supermarket. And here's a shot of all the ingredients in one photo. Okay, we're going to start off with the coriander. You need a slack handful of this, and you just want to chop up the leaves. So the first thing to do is just take the leaves off the stalks. So once you've removed the leaves, then just chop them up relatively finely. Just do it as it's shown in the video. Right, now we're going to grind up some spices, and what we want is some cloves, cardamom seeds and fennel seeds, and these just need to be ground up. You only need a very small amount of this in the curry, but in order to grind them you sort of need to put a reasonable amount into the blender to actually grind them up. What you have left over, you just put aside in a sealed jar until you need it the next time. Well, the little blender doesn't blend them completely, so in order to finish them off so that they're ground into a fine powder, I just use a pestle and mortar just to finish them off. I've used one of these for ages. Normally a pestle and mortar sort of works a lot better once it's sort of bedded in. I don't think this one's actually been used. But it'll get bedded in one day. Right, spring onion time. So we've got 4 spring onions. We're just going to slice them, basically. These go in right at the end of the cooking process, so they'll stay whole and remain looking like spring onions when you finish cooking the curry. Now the ginger. Right, the ginger is actually going to go into the blender, so you don't need to chop it up finely, you just need to chop it into manageable chunks that the blender can cope with. Now 2 onions. Again, these are just going to get roughly chopped so they can go into the blender, because what you're actually going to do is blend the onion and ginger with some spice to a paste, basically, and then that's what's going to be fried. So I'm just popping the ginger into the bowl with the onions. I won't put the garlic in because the garlic could burn. I never like to put garlic in too early in the frying process. So I'll just crush the garlic in later on. You'll see it in the video when the fry pan's on the hob anyway. So now we're going to slice up a potato, or dice it. So you just want small pieces of potato, and these will go in the curry as well. Fairly straightforward. Again, if you just do what's shown in the video, then you won't go wrong. Right, that's potato done. Now what we want to do is actually put some water in the bowl where the potato is. It just stops it oxidizing. It will start to go brown if you leave it for any length of time. The water will stop that from happening. Obviously you drain it before you put it in the curry. Now we've got 2 tomatoes. We want to chop these up, but we want to take the skins off. So the best way to do that is just to blanch them. Put them in boiling water for a minute and then take them out. What you're actually supposed to do, which I didn't do here, is when you take them out of the boiling water after a minute, is pop them in a bowl of cold water. I didn't do that, so it was harder to take the skins off. And I also burnt my fingers. Ouch, ouch. I'm supposed to wait till it cools down, I should imagine. Blimey, Joe. So now we're just going to chop these up, or slice them, dice them, whatever the terminology is. Slice and dice. Sounds like a film. I suppose it's similar to what you would put in a salad, really. These will all cook down anyway when you're actually doing the curry. Running out of places to put things. Right, now we're going to blend our onion and our ginger with a couple of spices down to a paste, basically. You're probably going to need to add a little bit of water during the blending process, just so that everything runs over the blade smoothly. The water will boil out of it anyway. So put in your onion and your ginger. What I should actually use to scrape down the sides is not a metal spoon, but one of those silicone spatulas. I do have one, I just couldn't find it. Use one of those if you've got it, because it's a lot kinder on the plastic bowl.
It's alright, it's a government alarm or something. Trying to scare people.
Okay, we're going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric and half a teaspoon of hot chili powder. You can use as much chili powder as you want, or as what you can stand when you're eating it. But I just use half a teaspoon. You don't really want to overpower the flavours of all the other ingredients with hot chili powder. You can use chili flakes as well. So you're going to blend all that in, and just keep on blending until you've got a paste. Add a little bit of water to this. And just blend it down. Just scrape that into a bowl, and that is what we're going to fry initially. There's a few bits of onion that you can see there, but that doesn't matter. Right, we're going to do our coconut milk now. So basically we got a tin, 400 milliliter tin of coconut milk. It's always good to give it a shake because the coconut milk tends to separate inside the tin. This brand, I think it's Blue Dragon, is actually quite good. It doesn't separate too much and you get quite a nice consistency with it. The recipe actually calls for 200 ml of coconut milk and then 200 ml of thick coconut milk. I'll show you how I do that later on. So now we're going to do the rice, 250 grams for 2 people. I always go on 125 grams per person. You can just see the prawns there in the background. So we're getting the steamer ready for the rice. What we'll do is we'll steam the rice for 30 minutes, pouring boiling water on it at the moment. We'll steam it for 30 minutes and then we'll just, when we need to dish it up, we'll just pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes to heat it back up again. Rice is quite easy in that respect. A bit like mashed potato. Okay, now it's time to start frying. So you want 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. I love sesame oil, it's got a very distinctive taste to it. And once it comes to heat, you add your blended onion and ginger. And what you want to do here is cook it for about 15 minutes. You'll notice that the oil sort of disappears as it starts frying. But what you actually want to do is to fry it until the oil reappears again. That is actually the way they do it when they cook it in Burma, Myanmar, whatever it's called. So you can see the oil's just disappeared because there's a lot of water in that. But as it thickens up, the oil will slowly reappear, but only sort of right at the end. You'll see it in a bit anyway. Right, we're going to crush in our 3 cloves of garlic now. And then mix that in with what's already in the fry pan. You can now see that the oil has come back into the mixture. You can actually see it. And that's the point where you start adding the rest of your ingredients. So you've drained the diced potato, put it into the fry pan, mix it all in. And your tomato, add the chopped tomato. Okay, the spices that you ground up earlier, you just want to put about 1/4 teaspoon in there. That's plenty for the flavour. You want it to be subtle. You don't want to overpower things with strong spice flavours. Pop the lid on and you're going to let this run for about 10 minutes. Turn the heat down slightly, but not too much. I mean, it's still sort of at a medium heat there, really. But I just nudged it down from 6 to about 5.5. So only a small adjustment. So 10 minutes with the lid on, give it a stir now and then. It's my Jamie Oliver cook pot. It's quite a good one, that, actually. Not that I'm plugging Jamie Oliver, but the pot's quite good. So you add half the tin of coconut milk. So I'm just measuring it out. And you want to cook this uncovered for another 10 minutes after mixing it in. Just keep stirring it. Now what I do with the rest of the coconut milk is I put a sachet of creamed coconut, which is a patax creamed coconut. You can get it in the supermarket. And then I just pop it in the microwave to warm it up and stir it all in so it all mixes in as a liquid. And then what you get is thick coconut milk. It's quite an easy way of doing it. You can actually buy thick coconut milk, but that means buying 2 tins of something that you'll only use half of. So after your 10 minutes, that's the thick coconut milk going in. Didn't actually look much different. But trust me, it is. And now you're going to add your prawns. Hopefully. Right, once you put the prawns in, you just cook it for another further 5 minutes. These are king prawns. Very juicy. They're raw. Don't put cooked prawns in. I mean, these are already prepared for cooking and eating, but they're raw. Notice how the actual curry itself is thickening up now. And that's without using any thickening agents except for maybe the starch in the potatoes. Okay, once your 5 minutes are up, then add the chopped coriander in and then just cook it for a further 3 minutes. Mixing it all in. Notice the prawns will turn pink. That's what happens when they cook. Right, just turn the heat off now and add the spring onion and mix that in. And then you're done with that bit anyway. Right, it's serving up time now. You've also just put the rice back in the microwave. And out it comes. Some plates. I think I did some poppadoms or something with this as well. I like those. That curry looks lovely. Make the plates and then put the rice on first. I actually forgot to buy some mango chutney, which goes very well with this. I was heartbroken. I think mango chutney goes well with all curries, really. Right. Just dish up the curry. There's not much you can say about that really, except that you can really look forward to eating it. As I said, the spring onions still look like spring onions because you put them in after you turn the heat off. Nice and crunchy. Right, so now just going to arrange everything for a quick photo shoot.
Well, I would add mango chutney, but we haven't got it. So that's that.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's actually a great curry to eat, and it's not that hard to make. It's fairly straightforward. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, because that will help my channel grow, and I can produce lots more videos in the future. And if you want to see notifications of when my next video comes up, then please subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. So thank you very much for joining me today, and hopefully see you next time. Bye for now.